Imagine the scene, a hushed courtroom in downtown Indianapolis, the kind where the air feels heavy with secrets and the wooden benches creak under the weight of too many broken dreams. Bill Gaither, that warm voice who's sung comfort into hearts for generations, stands there in a simple gray suit, his hands clasped tight like he's holding on to one last prayer. At 89, his shoulders are still straight, but his eyes, oh, those kind eyes that twinkled during 1,000 homecoming sing-alongs, now carry shadows. The judge, a stern man with silver hair and a voice like gravel, clears his throat. "Guilty," he says, the word landing like a stone in still water. 5 years in federal prison. The room spins for Bill. His face goes pale, his knees wobble, and before anyone can blink, he crumples to the floor, collapsing in a heap right there in front of God and everybody. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Gloria lunges forward with a cry, and paramedics swarm like bees to a fallen flower. Friends, this isn't just a fall. It's the shattering of a legend, the goodbye we never saw coming from gospel's sweetest soul. Today, let's walk through the pain, the past, and the pieces left behind, because Bill Gaither's story, it's a heartbreak wrapped in harmony, and it's got us all asking, how does a man of faith end up here? Let's step back, way back, to a place where life was as simple as a summer breeze through cornfields. It was March 28, 1936, in Alexandria, Indiana, a tiny town where folks knew your name before you said it, and the biggest excitement was the county fair. That's when William James Gaither came into the world, the middle child of George and Layla, two salt-of-the-earth parents who worked the land from dawn till dusk. George was a mechanic, his hands always greasy from fixing tractors, but he'd whistle old hymns while he tinkered, his voice deep and steady like the rumble-all of a far-off train. Layla kept the home fires burning, her apron dusted with flour from pies that could make a stranger feel like family. She sang to her babies, soft, soothing tunes about Jesus and heaven that floated through the house like sunlight. Bill, with his mop of brown hair and curious blue eyes, was sandwiched between big brother Danny, who could belt out a tune loud enough to wake the neighbors, and little sister Mary Ann, whose giggles were sweeter than candy. Their farmhouse wasn't fancy, no fancy carpets or electric lights everywhere, but it was full of love, the kind that sticks to your ribs like mama's gravy. From the start, music was Bill's magic. The family had this old piano in the corner, its keys worn smooth from years of plinking. Bill was barely 4 when he started climbing up on that stool, his short legs dangling, picking out notes that danced in his head like fireflies at dusk. "Listen, Mama," he'd holler, banging away at a made-up melody. Layla would stop her chores, lean in with a smile, and say, "That's beautiful, son. God's giving you a gift." Church was the heartbeat of their week. Sundays meant piling into the old Ford, dust kicking up behind them as they headed to the little white steeple down the road. The preacher's words about grace and redemption soaked into young Bill like rain on dry soil, and the choir's harmonies, they wrapped around him like a warm blanket. He'd sit there, toes tapping, dreaming of the day he could join in, his small voice lifting up to touch the clouds. School came next, and Bill was the kid everyone noticed, not for trouble, but for talent. High school in Alexandria meant football games and sock hops, but for Bill, it was band practice where he ruled the piano bench. His fingers flew like birds, turning simple scales into stories. Danny joined him sometimes, adding that powerful lead voice, and Mary Ann chimed in with highs that made everything sparkle. The three of them would practice in the barn after chores, hay bales as seats, stars peeking through the cracks in the roof. "One day," Bill would say, eyes shining, "we'll sing for folks who need hope." Folks in town started asking for the Gaither kids at weddings and funerals, little gigs that paid in smiles and potluck suppers. Bill graduated in 1954, his diploma crisp in his hand, and headed to Taylor University for a year of books and big ideas. But music called louder, so he switched to Anderson College, diving into music education like it was the only subject that mattered. That's where the spark ignited into a flame. In 1956, Bill formed the Bill Gaither Trio, him on piano and vocals, Danny on lead, Mary Ann on highs. They weren't pros yet, just college kids with harmony in their blood, but they poured their hearts out at church suppers and revival meetings. People wept during the old rugged cross, clapped till their hands hurt for victory in Jesus. Bill wrote his first song there, scribbling lyrics on notebook paper about a savior who never leaves. It's not about fancy words, he'd tell his siblings. It's about feeling it deep down. After college, jobs came calling. Bill worked at a radio station in Ohio, spinning gospel records and singing with the station quartet. But the road tugged at him. In 1962, everything shifted when he met Gloria Sickle at a campus event. She was an English major with a quick laugh and a way with words that cut straight to the soul. "Bill," she said one evening under the stars, "let's write songs that heal hurts." He knew then she was his missing note. They married that Christmas, a quiet ceremony with family and carols, vowing to chase dreams together. The trio hit the highways after that, their old station wagon stuffed with sheet music and sandwiches. Gloria joined in, her voice blending with Bill's like honey in tea, smooth, sweet, unbreakable. They sang in dusty tents and packed auditoriums, from the backwoods of Kentucky to the beaches of Florida. Fans stopped them after shows, a widow clutching a handkerchief saying, "Your song got me through the night." Bill and Gloria's partnership bloomed at the piano, her poems about grace, his melodies that soared. In 1963, He Touched Me poured out, a simple tale of Jesus mending a broken life. It spread like wildfire. Even Elvis recorded it, sending the Gaithers' names across oceans. By 1970, with their first baby, Suzanne, in her arms, Gloria looked at a world full of war and worry. "How do we keep going?" she asked Bill one stormy night. He sat down, keys under his fingers, and Because He Lives was born, a promise that hope rises with the sun. That song became a lifeline, sung at cradles and graves, weddings and weary midnights. Life wasn't all smooth chords. The road meant long nights and lonesome miles, missing birthdays and scraped-together suppers. But Bill's heart stayed big. He lost Danny in 2001 to a sudden heart issue. The silence after his brother's laugh, a wound that time softened but never healed. Mary Ann followed in 2018, cancer stealing her light too soon. Bill grieved by writing, "Sinner, saved by grace, a raw whisper of mercy in the mess." Through it all, family grew. Kids Amy and Benji tumbling in the tour bus, learning harmonies on Dad's knee. Benji later built an animation wing, turning Bible stories into cartoons that lit up kids' eyes. Awards came knocking, Grammys for The King is Coming, Doves by the dozen. But Bill brushed them off. "It's God's song," he'd say, that humble grin crinkling his eyes. At 6 feet tall, with a farmer's solid build and glasses perched on his nose, he was the guy who listened more than he talked, the one slipping 20s to struggling families at church. In the 80s, Bill had a vision that changed gospel forever. The old-timers, the Spears, the Blackwoods, Jake Hess, were fading, their voices legends in dusty records. "Let's bring 'em back," Bill said. The Gaither Homecoming videos launched in 1991, a Nashville studio-turned-family reunion. Gray-haired heroes swapped tales over coffee, then harmonized Down by the Riverside till tears flowed. Families glued to TVs, grandparents hugging grandkids as memories flooded back. Over 100 videos, billions of views. It revived Southern gospel, pulling in young ears hungry for roots. Bill formed the Gaither vocal band, too. Powerhouses like David Phelps with highs like angels, Guy Penrod's warm tenor, Mark Lowry's jokes that eased the heavy. They filled arenas from Nashville to Nairobi, blending hymns with heart. Bill's songs crossed every line. Black choirs in Harlem, white churches in the hills, all lifting "There's Something About That Name" to the heavens. Turning 80 in 2016, a worldwide hootenanny. Letters from missionaries in Africa, prayers from fans in Sydney. At 85, he still toured, voice rich as aged oak. 60 years with Gloria in 2022. A backyard vow renewal, grandkids giggling as Bill crooned their wedding tune. But whispers started in 2025. Shows canceled, B ill-looking tuckered under the lights. Then June, a homecoming in Nashville, thousands swaying to "Because He Lives," and Bill's legs buckled mid-note. Medics said exhaustion, but tests whispered heart trouble, the wear of 89 years giving all. The storm broke in August. Ex-staffers tipped feds to funny numbers at Gaither Music. Probes dug deep, donor bucks for missions and kids' homes vanishing into jets, villas, Cayman hideaways. Prosecutors cried foul, fraud, stealing, dodging taxes on a scale that stung. He sang of humble hearts, court papers sneered, but pocketed the poor's pennies. Bookkeepers spilled, silenced with hush money, boards rubber-stamped shady deals. One voice cracked, "We idolized him," but the ledgers lied. Bill's lawyers hollered back, "Mix up, funds for far-off faith work." Emails begged differ. Bill greenlighting loans to luxury. Charges stuck. IRS called it gospel gone greedy. Trial kicked off September 10th in Indy Fed Court, a gray fortress buzzing with hacks. Reporters mobbed, gospel waves went quiet. Bill entered with Gloria's arm in his, her face prayer steel. Prosecution paraded tears, accountants on fudged books, vendors stiffed. Defense mustered mates. Phelps swearing, "Bill's pure gold. This is Hunt." Gloria testified, steady, "We've poured for the Lord. This ain't us." But wires to shells, vanished millions mounted, fans vigiled outside. Free Bill, while pickets waved, "Steal not." Closings cut. Empire on trust, torched for treasure. Life of light, dimmed by doubt. Jury chewed 3 days, Bill pacing hotel, Gloria psalms by lamp. Verdict, September 28th. Guilty, all counts. Sentencing same day, Judge Thorne eyeing files. Room jammed, kin front, press rear, overflow live streaming. Bill rose, unbent, hands prayer folded. Gloria beside, lips silent moving. Kids watched. Suzanne Stone, Amy Thierry, Benji fisted. Thorne. "Mr. Gaither, tunes touched souls. But deeds deafen. Court finds." Endless pause. "Guilty. 5 years custody, $2.3 million back, 3 supervised." Gavel thunder. Bill blanched, swayed, SHOCKS hammer. Knees folded, crash echoed, bedlam. Gloria. "Bill!" Medic's mask hiss, bailiffs bark, cams whirl. "Out!" Bill stirred, eyes flap. Gloria. Pray. Stabilized. Minor spell. Hospital hold. But shatter stayed. News blasted. Gaither guilty viral scrolls stunned. Fans forked. Persecution. Pray appeal. Texas lady. Songs christened my babes. Shattered. Hurt howls. Holiness preached. Hypocrisy lived. My giving gilded his yacht. Ohio nurse. Lives lifted my split. Now? Station splintered. Yank tracks or marathon mercy. Art above accused. Peers piped. Winnins crushed. Truth chase. Lowry video weep. Mentor mine. Guilty. Grace. No. Fight. Biz quakes. Gaither ops freeze. Benji, truth rebuild. Kin clustered hospital. Bill tubed, beeps soft. Gloria handhold. Together, always. Suzanne. Hero still, Dad? Amy sob. Sing how now? Benji stride. Appeals roll, not finale. Out faithful candle. Gaither grace. Protesters chant, justice just. Media maw. CNN, grace plunge. Fox, faith framed. Blogs burrow. Farm faith to Fed fall? Bill's haze wandered youth. Keys calloused, Gloria kiss. Amen's arena. Sorrow? Sure. Terror? True. Faith flicker, redeems all. Docks cleared 29th. Cuffs cuffed. No bond. Fly fear. Gloria bag. Good book. Pics. Napkin nuptial. Kids crush. Grand's heart draw. Grandpa love. Van hum. Bill wave. Eyes lock Gloria. Clang. Gone to Kentucky lockup. Low bar. High bars. Same. Jail yawns for stage lord. Dawns. Tally. Slop. Scrubs scratch. Noons. Chapel croon. Grace amazing. Dusk. Fan mail. Forgive. Sing inner. Gloria treks weakly. Hills hum. Offspring scheme. Benji helm firm. Suzanne scribe life. Amy soothe sheep. Tarnish gleams. Tunes toll. Touch. Ed pew global. But murmurs. Facade? Parable sum. Saints slip. Mercy meshes. Hurt hits 'cause Bill mirrored us. Flawed faithful, felled. Valley voiced, now trudged. Tumble, cry human. As quilled, garden drops, rise resurrects. Appeals loose, clock ticks. Now plead for hope voicer. Shock sentence, mercy mend. This yarn yanked? Thumb-like, light share. Pass pal grace need, sub-faith raw. Thoughts drop. Pardon or pass. Bless. Hum hold.